This video is going to go over how we can use double number lines to solve ratio problems. So we are referring back to an example we did mixing colored water. And we're going to take the ratio that we did in this problem and display it in a double number line. A double number line is just one part of a ratio on a number line, and then the second part is on a second number line. So we have our blue water listed on this, and we're going to then have the amount of yellow water on the second number line. The ratio that we are told in the information is we are mixing 5 milliliters of blue with 15 of yellow. So 5 of blue and 15 of yellow. I'm going to follow the directions to fill in some of the other numbers on this double number line. Number 1 says, on the number line for blue, label the 4 tick marks shown. So I am going to fill in these spaces, and I am going to notice I have 5 spaces between the 0 and the 5. So 5 spaces just means I'm going to be counting by ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so that 5 comes next. For a double number line, we want to have one number underneath each. So I need a number underneath the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4. To determine what I want to count by, I know again I have 5 spaces in between the 0 and the 15, because this is space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to figure out what I'm counting by, I take the 15, the second value here in my 9, and I'm dividing it into 5 spaces, which tells me that I want to count by 3s. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. On my double number line, part 3 says, how much yellow water would you use for 1 milliliter of blue? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to circle it, or I'm going to use my highlighter. How much yellow for 1 blue? So I go to my blue number line and I find 1, and then directly underneath it is how much yellow. So I should be using 3 yellow for 1 blue. Part 4 here, how much yellow water should you use for 11 of blue? So I need to continue my number line until I get to 11. So if we're counting by ones, you're just listing out 6, 7, 8, and 9 up top. And we know we're counting by 3s on the bottom, so after 15 we would have 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, it's already written in, 3 more added to that will give me 33. So for 11 blue, I'm going to be using 33 yellow. And last one, question 5, how much yellow should I use for 8 of blue? And here is 8 blue, and I'm going to look underneath it to answer 24 yellow. Let's do one where we have to create our double number line. Let me give us a little bit more space so you guys can see me create my double number line. Alright, to create a double number line, I'm going to have 2 sets of straight lines for my numbers. And the first thing I want to do is I want to have labels, because I want to know what this is going to be telling me. So I'm going to label the first one with a W for water, and the second one with an F for flower. based on this information, 2 and 8 are going to be the values we're going to start by counting by. So we have 2 and 8. And so as I'm filling in, I'm just counting up here by 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Trying to space it out to the best of my ability. There. And on the bottom, I want to have 1 underneath each, counting by 8s. So 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. 40. 48. Using this set of double number lines, I can answer A and B. So looking at A, how much flour am I going to use for 10 pints of water? So I go to my number line where I have 10 on the water, and my answer is what number is underneath. So 40 flour. For part B, how much water do you use for 24 flour? So I'm going to look on my number line for 24 on the flour line. That's here. And the value above it is going to give me my answer here, 6. Alright, C is where things become a little bit more difficult, because instead of counting by 2s, I now need to add on my number line because I want to find the amount per pint of water, and so per means 1. So what this question is asking is, can I determine how much for 1? So now in between, let's add our 0. So in between 0 and 8, we have 2 spaces. So that question mark is found by taking the amount in the 2 spaces, dividing it by 2, and you can see that here we would have 1 water would be 4 flour.